everything in our industry is super predictable. We need to be able, with technology, understanding our processes, to systematize them, to make our people, and this is the philosophy of Klog, more important towards what they do every day, to make every interaction exceptional.
We are back with another episode of Unfiltered Freight. I'll say what's unique about Janan before we get started is that there's a lot of people that went out there, raised a ton of money, and tried to build a digital forwarder, and they failed. And Janan, on the flip side, went out, bootstrapped, and has just built an absolute beast. So first of all, Janan, it's so great to have you here. Maybe kick us off by telling us a little bit about Klog.
So Klog, I started the company a little bit more than 10 years ago with the vision of building a digital freight forwarder in a different way, not raising money, but through talent and from within. I saw all these big companies raising hundreds of millions of dollars and putting speed in the front row of their doings. And I said, it's not about speed, it's about, the quality of the people and the technology that eventually they will create. So those are the two things that I've always had in mind while building Klog. Today, Klog is close to $100 million in revenue, fully profitable. We have zero debt from the banks. We bootstrapped the company to 5 countries. Now we are thinking on buying some companies as well. And of course, we had, those difficult conversations with big venture capitals. And we took the very difficult decision to say no to those things and to stick to our beliefs of saying speed is not what we aim now. It's building a quality network of, products through the understanding of the industry, understanding of our people, how do they create those products, and of course, the clients using it.
Every freight forwarder right now is digital, or if they're not going to be a forwarder for much longer. What makes a successful freight forwarder in 2026?
I come back to the same question I asked myself when I started the company. I was fed up with the main point of closing business by price and trust. Those were the same things that every client, every importer and exporter talked to me. Now, listen, this guy has amazing service, and the bottom line there was he knew the guy very well, the freight forwarder, or this guy has amazing grades. So when I started the company, the main problem was every single one of my team will be talking about price and trust, and that's boring. So how do I put a different layer? And that different layer was technology. So I still see here in Mexico in 2025, a conversation that goes through trust, service, price. So when we put that layer of technology, and going back to your question, is what I think a freight forwarder of the future will have to deal with. Now you have to ask 2 questions to yourself. Do I build it myself, or I go to the other companies outside? My vision was always, if I build it myself, I'm going to understand the products. I'm going to be more capable of shifting fast, etc. But the freight forwarder of the future need to understand that it's not only about price and trust. It needs to be something that is more connected to the ecosystem, to create a platform in which people really connect and see value in it.
So I can see technology there in order to reduce prices, right? When you're using technology, you're more efficient, and therefore you can lower prices. I can also see technology as increasing trust. I can actually see where my shipments are. I can track my shipments. I don't need to upload documents multiple times. It's all there. Is there a separate end goal that technology does, or is technology still a means to an end for you?
This is the core of Klog. And please let me say it very clear. And it's a phrase that I've been saying to the team once and again, and for many years now. And now with AI, it's been taking much more relevance. And listen to this: systematize the predictable to humanize the exceptional. This is where we are, and this is where we need to go. Systematize the predictable means with intelligence, with technology, you want to call it whatever you want to call it. You understand very well your processes, and you know very well that after A, there is B and C, etc. Everything in our industry is super predictable, super predictable. We know exactly what's going to happen when the container ships, when the shipment and the documents arrive. We know exactly what happens all the time, at any time. That's super predictable. We need to be able, with technology, understanding our processes, to systematize that, to make our people, and this is the philosophy of Klog, more important towards what they do every day. And this is to make every interaction exceptional. You humanize every interaction and by being exceptional because you have more time. Because you have more time, because you don't need to be uploading that bill of lading and putting, documents into an Excel sheet because AI does it automatically. How do I make all my processes understood by my team in order for AI to go and move to make everything that is predictable systematized? And for what? People calling the client to say, listen, I'm not calling you because I have a problem or anything. I want to know anything that you need. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, understand what the pallet needs to be, a wooden pallet needs to have sanitizing. That creates a huge problem because it's completely out of the normal chain. It's that point in which humans make an interaction. Technology today is about giving light to the exceptions. And this is what I've been thinking since day one. I need to give light to the exceptions because everything that works well, especially in our business, no one cares. And no one will put you a star because you moved 100,000 containers in time and form. No one. They will give you the star when that one container got lost in Mumbai and you were able to look at it, calling the client every day and doing everything that is possible in your reach, and the client's thinking that you did everything that is possible in your reach to make that a reality. So this is how I see the business. And this is how we've been trying to build technology in order to make this a successful business.
Over the past decade of Klog, what is one feature or technology you built into the product that you were surprised how much customers love it?
It's something that they love it without knowing that they love it. 2 years ago, we already have this tool 2 years ago. We call it Octopus, right? Octopus is our AI agent that we built 2 years ago. We haven't done any fuss of it. And what is this? What does this tool does is that it answers emails to our agents and to our network when we are sleeping. So we read emails with AI, we receive documents, we build them, we put them up into our platform, and from that we send notifications to our clients. So our clients receive notifications at 3 a.m. in the morning with a language that is like our customer service or operations executive saying, listen, we have your container was not booked. Tell us what to do. Simple 3:57 a.m. because the Chinese guys, we are in the southern hemisphere, so the Chinese are completely opposite from us. So, and 70% of our business comes from Asia. So the clients say, guys, you don't sleep. I mean, now they start to understand that it's a machine behind, but it's Roberto, it's Claudia, it's Nicolas, our customer service teams that are answering in a natural language model and saying, listen, your container didn't ship. Tell me, these are the 3 options.
I love that also because people take AI and they want to go into machine learning and they wanted to go into this like incredibly sophisticated use cases. But like the best use case, and it's boring, but it's just email, right?
It's super simple, but there is some complexity behind it. And this is where I think we had vision. 7, 8 years ago, when we were talking with my team, we said, guys, all the information that we have, and this is the key from our, I would say, from our success, because we come from the business. We understand the business to this core. So we said, we need to know exactly, get all the emails that you send with complaints from the clients, get all the, bills of ladings that are going through those ports, etc. And let's learn from them.
I love it. You and I were talking a little bit before we recorded this that it seems like it's a different ballgame right now, that the larger organizations have all woken up. They're all getting into digitization. Like, how do you see this ecosystem of enterprise forwarders and small freight forwarders and technology? Like, how does that all evolving right now?
Well, I used to tell our team, guys, I don't have a gun in my head. Meaning we take it easy, we understand, we go slow. But today, I tell my team, we have a water gun in our head. So speed is important. The big companies of the world today have something that has gone much faster than the internet, and that's AI. And they can build those systems into their processes, and they don't need to have a revolution internally in terms of digitizing their brains and heads of their people. They don't need to do that because now you just put that in your system and that will do it for you. You don't need the approval of the operational team that does it. The intelligence of these tools, they do it within your systems without you knowing. The small players, let's call it, need to be very, very careful because those technologies will definitely help the big players of the world. And this is when I think my vision of systematizing the predictable to humanize the exceptional will be crucial. Because the Maersks, the Kuehne+Nagels, the DSVs of this world, they already understood, and it's not about digitizing the culture. It's about digitizing their processes. And today, it's much more possible than before. So now we have to put speed into the equation because that speed will help us, get reach, and that reach will help us, eventually get. This is a volume business. We need more containers, more kilos to get better rates, etc. We will still go back to the basics of understanding that price and trust is important. Price will go through the volume that you have, and trust will go through how efficient and how clean you are in the operation. Now, there's another point. How trusted and trained is your team to understand when there is a flaw or a glitch that it needs something special from you, and that's training. And this is where we're now focusing a lot, putting a lot of energy and training people and putting the human first.
You're saying we digitized before everybody else was digitizing, but now you need to make sure you're keeping the edge on digitizing with like more speed, right? The other players are starting to catch up. They have technology, they have data, so you go a little bit faster in there. But they're only starting now on training AI. You started the AI training process 2 years ago. So now you're like, no, I'm going to focus. I'm already moving on to the humanize. And how do I train my people to be better supporters and to identify things better? Janan, I always enjoy conversations with you. This is definitely not disappointed. So thank you so much.